My name is Melia Jones. And, um,
Say thanks for the medal.
Thanks to my coach. And I love you.
Hit it again.
Yeah, one more time. Do the kick.
What?
The kick.
Okay.
Ow!
Melia Angelic Jones was living proof that limitations are often just other people's assumptions. At 23, she was doing what many didn't think possible for someone with Down syndrome, living alone, commuting to work, and loving her high school sweetheart.
One last announcement. Actually, the Capitals have since scored one more goal for the
She had goals, independence, and a name that matched her spirit. Angelic, yes, but not fragile. Malia was tough, warm, and full of joy. The kind of person who made life look like it was still worth rooting for. But predators don't look for fighters. They look for kindness. They look for trust. And one of them lived right next door. He watched her, waited, knew her schedule, knew that her innocence was his opportunity. And when the moment came, he didn't just take her life. He tried to erase her light in the most savage way imaginable. What he didn't expect was the rage that would follow. What he didn't know is that by touching Malia, he didn't silence her story. He made it impossible to ignore. Because this wasn't just murder. This was a message to every vulnerable person trying to live free. Even angels get hunted. And sometimes the devil lives one door down. Welcome to the American Crime Femicide channel. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future uploads. Malia was born into a world that didn't always make room for people like her, but she carved out her own lane anyway. Born with Down syndrome in 1998 in Alexandria, Virginia, Jones faced the kinds of challenges that most people wouldn't survive. But she had two devoted parents who vowed early on that their daughter would not just live, she would thrive. That promise only deepened when tragedy struck their family. Malia's mother died when she was still a child, leaving a devastating hole in a small family of 4. But Malia pressed forward, and so did her family. Her father and brother supported her every step of the way. As she grew, Malia developed a love for dancing, singing, and performing. Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, Big Time Rush, and gospel music were among her favorites.
Melia Angelic Jones. Let me see the jacket. Look at the speed. Let me see the shirt. On the floor.
In school, she joined band and choir, becoming a light to everyone who met her. After graduating high school in 2016, she attended Pulley Career Center and completed the Work Awareness and Transition program. Her ambition paid off. She landed a job at Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport as a customer service rep, where she received the Perfect Attendance Award and was named Employee of the Month for exceeding expectations. In another role as a kiosk stocker, she once again earned a Perfect Attendance Award. She didn't stop there. Malia later worked at the Crystal City Marriott Hotel, where she was awarded Employee of the Month not once, but twice. By 2021, she had moved into her own apartment at the Mason at Van Dorn, where she celebrated her 23rd birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear MJ. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha.
And many more.
Oh, now.
Oh. Oh.
There it is.
She cleaned, cooked, paid her own bills, and kept in daily contact with her family, especially her stepmother, whom she texted every morning without fail to confirm she had showered, shaved, and brushed her teeth. For most people, this would be expected. But for someone like Malia, it was exceptional. She was living a full life, one that defied every statistic, every assumption, and every societal barrier. She was also in a loving relationship with her high school sweetheart, a bond that brought her even more confidence and joy. It wasn't just about independence. Jones was building a life filled with love, stability, and everything she had dreamed of. But all that promise, every bit of it, was shattered on December 4th, 2021. The day before, she was seen on surveillance footage outside her apartment, waiting for a food delivery. Her neighbor, David Cunningham, walked up and struck up a conversation. That's what it looked like on the tape, just small talk. But the truth would prove far more sinister. On the morning of December 4th, 2021, after texting her stepmother like she did every morning to confirm she had showered, shaved, and brushed her teeth, Malia went silent. For the next 3 days, her routine check-ins stopped completely. On December 7th, her worried father and stepmother went to check on her. What they found was beyond devastating. Inside Jones' apartment, it was clear something horrific had taken place. The space was ransacked. Chairs and pillows were thrown around, DVDs scattered across the floor. And then in the bedroom, they found her face down, partially undressed, a plastic bag and blanket over her head, a shirt and bra wrapped tightly around her neck. A pair of red-stained scissors lay beneath her bed. Near her body, investigators found a crumpled piece of aluminum foil with red stains. A Lysol cap was found on her dresser, but the can itself was missing, later discovered to have David Cunningham's fingerprint on it. Malia's father saw David twice that day, once walking past the apartment, and again outside near the leasing office. As the crime scene was still being processed, Cunningham walked past the distraught father and said, "Oh snap, what happened here?" As if he hadn't just left a trail of brutality behind. The apartment had no signs of forced entry. An autopsy confirmed the worst. Malia had been raped and strangled. She had suffered a brutal assault, including being punched in the face and violated with scissors. Forensic tests found David Cunningham's DNA in multiple places, on her neck, fingernails, inside her body, and even on the scissors beneath her bed. Her blood was on the underside of one of his sandals. When questioned, Cunningham initially denied knowing Malia. Then he backtracked, claiming they had a consensual encounter around the same time she was murdered. His defense, "That's just scientific evidence. That doesn't mean I killed her." Investigators and prosecutors thought otherwise. Cunningham, who had a history of crack cocaine use and an illegal gun charge from New York 16 years earlier, was arrested and held without bond. Despite his attempt to deflect and minimize, the forensic evidence, combined with video surveillance of him stalking Malia the night before, was overwhelming. And let's talk about the audacity. This man had the nerve to point to his disabled child for sympathy during the trial, while standing accused of murdering someone else's disabled daughter. He wanted mercy after committing one of the most merciless crimes imaginable.
Melia Jones was born with Down syndrome, but that didn't stop her from being named Employee of the Month at a local Marriott. Her bubbly personality winning her friends, who fondly called her MJ. At age 23, she was living on her own for the first time in this Alexandria apartment building. Today, her father, XL Jones, recalling what happened on December 7th, 2021, when he and his wife went to check on MJ, entering her fourth-floor apartment to find it ransacked, her body on the bedroom floor. She was wrapped in a blanket and she was face down, and I turned her over and took the blanket off, testified the victim's father. There was a plastic bag over her head and a shirt around her neck. Jones wiped away tears as he continued. I took the bag off her head and touched the side of her neck to see if there was a pulse. She was cold to the touch. Prosecutors say an exhaustive police investigation led to David Cunningham, who lived just down the hall from the victim. He's accused of killing Melia Jones and of a violent sexual assault. The autopsy shows Jones was strangled to death 3 days before her body was found. In opening statements, prosecutors told jurors forensic evidence will show a Lysol can lid in MJ's apartment with Cunningham's fingerprint, security camera video of the defendant wearing a red shirt the day of the murder, and blood on the accused killer's sandal that matches MJ's DNA. During the investigation, Cunningham admitted to what he's described as a consensual sexual relationship with the victim. His defense attorneys accusing police of overlooking other possible suspects, telling jurors, quote, "You will still have more questions than answers at the end of this trial. You'll wonder about that unidentified male DNA under MJ's fingernails." One other chilling detail, the victim's father says he actually crossed paths with the accused killer the day MJ's body was found. He says Cunningham was walking down the hall when he remarked loudly, "Oh, snap, what happened here?" and then continued to his own apartment.
In March 2023, after a 10-day trial, a jury found David Cunningham guilty of aggravated murder and rape. He was sentenced to 3 life sentences in June 2023. Alexandria Commonwealth's attorney described the crime as a uniquely vicious and premeditated act that shocked the conscience. This wasn't just a murder, it was the brutal unraveling of everything Malia had worked for. Her independence, her joy, her plans, her future, all ripped away by a man who saw vulnerability as a target, not a reason for compassion. It's a pain that no sentence can truly soothe. Malia was buried on December 20th, 2021 in Florida. Her family now lives in a world where morning texts no longer come, where the light she brought into every space is now a memory. She deserved the safety of her home, the right to be free, and the future she had already begun to build. She built her life with grace and grit, and he destroyed it in one night. May Melia Angelic Jones rest in peace.
To Malia.
To my beautiful little niece.
MJ.
Love you, baby.
Merry Christmas, bro. Love you so much.
Happy birthday to Happy birthday. Casual fan. And she loves her some Matthew too. And Miss B, her teacher. Oh, what did you just say?
I finished sugar. No.
You love that?
Yes.
It's a good cookie, right?
I like